And tonight on the Daily Wrap, bad news for Hillary Clinton as top secret emails are found on her private server. Could she face criminal charges over this? Donald Trump still dominating in the polls, but can he turn those numbers into votes? And Bernie Sanders finally beats Hillary in a primary poll. What does this mean for the nomination and the world? This is the Daily Wrap, live from New York City. And hello, everybody. I'm Joe Concha, joined by my co-host Rick Unger. Is it true you're now the president of the Ready for Biden campaign?
I don't know if I'm the president. I think I have a friend over here to my right who might be in line for that job. But I definitely have come out of the closet.
Okay.
I definitely have come out for Joe Biden.
Very good. Let's meet the girl that is the president of the Ready for Biden campaign. She's also the executive founder and executive editor of the Accountability Project and the host of the Accountability Podcast. Let's see her again. There she is. Naomi Kahns. She is back. And finally, it must be Wednesday because assistant online editor for Commentary Magazine, Noah Rothman, is here as well. Big smiles, everybody. Very good.
Big smiles.
Okay,
smiles.
Let's get right to the Daily Download.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. So I'm certainly well aware of the classification requirements and did not send classified material.
She and her team has said that it was not used for anything but unclassified work. We don't undergo scans of everyone's unclassified email to make sure they're only doing unclassified work. So I don't think there was any indication she was doing anything but here.
Well, first let me say that I am confident that I never sent nor received any information that was classified at the time it was sent and received.
Oh, Hillary, those words are coming back to haunt you, the power of the SOT. It was announced yesterday that 2 of her top aides were being pulled into a federal investigation regarding her private email server, and that 2 emails on her private account have been classified as top secret, one of the security classification's highest ones, we should say, as you might expect. Congressman Trey Gowdy, chairman of the Select Committee on Benghazi, joined Fox News today to discuss Mrs. Clinton's emails.
Every explanation that Secretary Clinton has provided about a week later was proven to be demonstrably false. This is just the latest one of those assertions that there was no classified information. I saw the clip this morning. She was very definitive. She neither sent nor received classified information. Well, that is patently false. If she were interested in cooperation, she would not have done any of the things that she has done today. This was not about cooperation, and Bill, frankly, it's not about convenience. It's about control. She wanted to control access to the public record, and she almost got away with it, but she didn't.
Not pictured was Gowdy launching a champagne cork before that interview.
Exactly.
Politically, the situation continues to get worse for the former First Lady. Rick, can her political career, or at least her path to the nomination, survive this?
It depends, and a lot of it is going to turn on are being a little bit careful about this. What we don't yet know, we have been told by McClatchy, and I believe they're reporting, that 2 of the documents at least were top secret documents. What we don't know is if they were marked top secret at the time, which would put her into a David Petraeus situation, or if they were classified after. That has not been made clear. It makes a very big difference which it is, because the first would be a criminal offense. The second would certainly not be. Obviously, it's going to hurt her politically until the time comes when she can take the offensive and say, look, now that it's all flushed out, yes, these were classified after, and then we can all argue about whether or not the administration did that to protect her, or if it was correct. But if it does turn out that they were marked top secret, and she sent them anyhow, she's got a very big problem.
No, I kind of think that if something is top secret and it's that sensitive, it's going to be marked that way from the beginning.
Not always.
Not always, though, really.
But that is what the IGs say.
Well, we're not clear on that. I've been trying to pin that down.
The 2 IGs in the letter say that these were marked at the time as classified.
They do say that.
Yes,
That's what you said.
That is the allegation from these 2 IGs.
And they said there might be hundreds of them.
They said there might be a lot of them. And these are individuals who are, they want to have a career after government. They want to work in high-profile law firms in the Beltway, and they're jeopardizing their career by doing this, saying, we just cannot cover this up. These are 2 distinct systems, unclassified and classified. They do not meet. In order to get one information from one to the other, you have to use a separate piece of hardware in order to do that. You have to be very deliberative in order to do that. This is something that goes towards intent. I think there's no way around intent at this point, which is to get Hillary Clinton's sensitive information to the point of actual imagery that we don't know whether it was taken from aerial or satellite or on the ground, but it's sensitive imagery, and that's something that a foreign intelligence service would be very interested in.
If that's correct, and I got to say, I may disagree with Noah a lot because he's wrong, but he's a good reporter, so I'm going to assume that he's right about this. It's a very big deal. You're right. It's a matter of the intent, and the intent would appear to be there. I don't know how she can possibly recover from that. People may not care, but if she's indicted, and if she's not indicted, I'm going to have a problem with that if this is the case, because it's wrong. We're picking and choosing who we indict.
Nomi, let's talk about the political aspect of this. Does this push Joe Biden even closer to running just because she looks so vulnerable now, or might not even be around to accept the nomination?
I mean, you would have to be a fool politically to not see this as an opportunity for Joe Biden to step in. And I think that he is seriously considering jumping in, especially seeing the polls and how Bernie Sanders is winning in New Hampshire now, and he's moving up in the poll in Iowa. And this is a man who doesn't really have a ground operation. He does not have the strength that Hillary has. Hillary is doing everything she can do politically right in terms of even her messaging. Like, she's actually doing the right thing given the situation. Just the problem is, before she ran. No, I mean, even if she were to go on the record and answer these questions, it's going to be spun. She's going to say the wrong thing. The 2 interviews that we have of her talking about these emails, she's messed up. And so Joe Biden sees an extraordinary opportunity to distance himself from Hillary, because the reality is anybody who was working with the administration and the State Department at the time knows there was a lot of friction between the two of them.
Here's the good news. The good news is quickly that there's an investigation happening by the Department of Justice, the FBI, because Trey Gowdy was completely full of it in what he just said and what we played. And I don't want to rely on an investigation from somebody who is so partisan and so biased. I want the FBI doing it. I'd like to believe they're objective.
But that is the problem here. There's a lot of political ineptitude that you can say on Hillary Clinton's part. All that the Benghazi committee wanted was for her to turn over her server to an independent third party.
And
she could have done that at any point.
And now she's deleted a lot of them.
Let's talk about that server. There are varying reports about what is currently on said server. We've heard it was wiped clean, and we've also heard that half the emails are still on it. What's going on? To discuss the server itself, we bring back to the program cybersecurity expert Eric Knight. He is the president, of Simple WAN, Wide Area Networks. Eric, is it still possible that the deleted emails on Clinton's server can be retrieved?
Yeah, of course. It's been a while. When you're talking about technology, that server supposedly stopped being used almost a year ago, but if it still exists, there's still a possibility to be able to get that data off of it.
But Eric, doesn't it depend on whether or not it was professionally wiped, in which I understand if that's the case, it's probably gone. And then a second question quickly, the thumb drive that we keep hearing was in the possession of Clinton's attorney, David Kendall, which has also been turned over. Do you have any sense of what's on that thumb drive? Is it everything or just some of it?
First, I mean, let's hope that, a government-grade server, more or less, would be wiped properly and the drives were properly destroyed. And if it's not, that's almost as concerning as the whole situation at hand. So if that does exist, they'll be able to get something off of it. But if it was done properly, then no, there'll be nothing to find. And as far as the thumb drive, you go back. It just depends on size. Emails, especially image emails, take up a lot of space. So I'm doubtful that it's going to contain everything.
Wow, Eric. Here's the thing, though. If she wiped the whole thing clean and knew there was top secret information on there, I know you're more the technical guy than anything else, but just as a citizen, when you hear this, isn't that just wrong in itself? I mean, even if we can't prove that there are other emails on there that may be top secret, just the fact that she did that and we're finding top secret emails now.
Could be worse than just
that could be worse than.
Could be worse. If there was a crime committed and she erased the evidence, that's another issue.
That's true. Eric, last word, we got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that would come down, to weigh into that would be almost like a cover-up, more or less. I mean, that data should not be deleted. It shouldn't have been there in the first place, but it certainly, once it was, okay, hey, that's bad, it shouldn't have been, deleted before it was archived.
Okay. Eric, thanks so much for joining us by phone. We appreciate it from Phoenix. Hopefully it's not raining there anymore. We heard it's been a monsoon lately, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Okay. So what do you make of these new top secret emails found on Hillary Clinton's server? Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments. Don't hang up. We're still here. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments. It's right there below. And let us know. Coming up next, could and should Hillary Clinton face criminal charges for this? This is The Daily Rat.